I think that realistically they just have so much late game damage. But will they get there? Climber looking for an early dive.
Are now potentially in danger. Get chomped on. There's a flash for the root. It means nothing. Great dive so far from LGD.
It's only a couple of minions lost under turret. Flash trying to CC under the turret. Can't quite get in there.
Nice idea.
Xavier spell shielding the passive auto, meaning that he doesn't get rooted. Palkia gets the hook though.
Oh, no. That's mental. We'll dive for it, but you'll take the one.
The god of space claims his own in the bot lane.
No idea where Xiaohao is. There he is. They've now got an idea. They'll walk up to him. They'll pillar it. Keep that control ward alive.
Good to keep those wards alive if you can, especially when you're trying to play around Trundle's early pathing. He wants people to brazenly walk up and help support him, just like this. Level 6 on the Annie.
Jumping onto the Azir, gets some souls down, flash over from Xiaohao. Got the Scuttle Crab, by the way. Nice work. Fight after, dangerous. Climber flashing on out. On hits the W, though. Prey Seeker, successful. YCX trying to find some value. Needs to get something onto the Leona, who tries to Zenith Blade out and can't. Savior there with a lot of HP and a lot of low health bars. Wishes he had his flash right now. Good spell shield. Can he get the last couple autos down? Not quite in range. Does he have the speed? Cyclone, though. And, of course, depth charge. I wonder whether they have to give up the second objective here.
Subjugate's up, is used now by Climber.
Trying to jump onto the Trundle. Pillar comes on down, but into the backline. Arm goes with the killer instinct. Well done from him. But where does he go now? He's caught in the back of the pit. Solar Flare is cleansed on out. Zahn can now start trading. XQW, not the best soldier positioning. Not getting that many autos until just now. That left the Leona out to dry. The Boomerang Blade tags on.
Both of them are going to be harder to kill, which means that the game will become about Fed 80 carries and how do you deal with them and set them up. I think it's easier for EDG to play around the Kai'Sa for the majority of this game. I think if it gets, we saw, stuff like Duskblade or Ghostblade into, a whole bunch of like AD and flat pen items. Sassy could get dove here. Quite dangerous to dive this though.
Charge, they would try to immune there by the public execution, but he's still just going to bounce around and goes down. Xiaohao picks him up.
Uses the ult to go unstoppable, but can't CC these Nautilus under turret. Palkia, I've been really impressed by this guy. I think he's been playing mechanically very well throughout his games in the LPL as a rookie so far. He's clearing the wave on the other side.
Does manage to do so, but he's going to get dived regardless. Can he get a heal off? No, he cannot. Nice pickup, but now Angel's waiting. Makes it the 1-for-1.
Angel on the roam will gift something back to EDG. Other side, because the wave wasn't cleared by Sassy, it will be first tower going down to, you guessed it, that fed Kai'Sa. 3-1-1, bunch of gold up, 1,000 gold up on the Sivir, who also was involved in that kill on the other side. Can EDG clear any of the plates through here?
And get some value on down as Angel needs to try and dance around, can't do so. Turret shots beginning to fly on down, but no one's really taken aggro as yet. Shuffle out from under the turret, Palkia trying to get some value. We'll be able to get on out here, but the second shot comes on down. And now, actually, ZDZ's turned up. Can maybe flash on in. Stride Breaker first. Looking to get onto XQW, a much more valuable target. Picks him down. TP's flying on through. Decent damage onto Savior, but the second TP will surely be Sassy coming to get some vengeance on the opposite top lane. A good heal, though. Does buy some time. Slice, dice. And YCX is here. Zenith Blade just wide. ZDZ will clear up the cannon. My go.
He clears the cannon, and EDG to their own turret to allow those tower pushes. EDG are winning out, even though it doesn't feel like it's that far apart.
XQW now in danger, especially as the Empress Device just come on down. ZDZ gets a Stride Breaker slow. Xiaohao's donated it.
Universe, which is, for some reason, another universe.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just a universe of pole parties. Sounds pretty great to me.
Fantastic.
Summertime. Let's go.
Push onto the inner turret from EDG. They have a lot more people here than I don't think LGD expected that.
Trying to outplay this. Can maybe look to try and ult over the wall, which is what he was looking for, but it was well read by YCX.
Not sure you should blow the flash there, friend. You're a very important AD carry. Don't lose your flash if you're guaranteed to die there. EDG sent 3 members bot lane and LGD didn't expect it. LGD sent 3 members mid lane and EDG didn't expect it.
Okay, steal away on that Scuttle Crab. Climber potentially in danger. The TPs begin to fly. Depth charge lands onto Trundle. Climber potentially in danger. Gets bounced around. Public execution for the backline. Value coming on down. Sassy low, but ZDZ, much better stuff. The crocodile in the river. It's the natural habitat. Who needs to be an ambush hunter where you can just keep doing lots and lots of damage. Xiaohao jumps on the Azir, and the Emperor collapses.
ZDZ's Renekton has been so powerful. We often refer to Renekton as this early game powerhouse, and plays like this at kind of the early mid game where he's still in his power spike really show you why. Every time Renekton gets an empowered ability, it feels like it is double the power of a regular one. And right here, LGD don't have enough damage to kind of focus down his HP bar. He ends up taking over the back end of the fight. Also worth noting, Xiaohao, similar situation. That
Number straight crushing blow. Brings down the Azir again. Hang on though, we go back towards the bot side. Angel in danger, does get a decent stun off, buys quite a lot of time, forced to flash out of Sassy, and in comes On with the killer instinct.
Teleport, a Kai'Sa ultimate, Atakan spawning in the next few seconds. EDG with 2 kills. Do they think they can start this? I think they can. There are objective bounties already. LGD do have 3 grubs. Hang on a second. I think EDG might have screwed the pooch here a little bit. Yes, a kill or 2 and the Atakan's good, but giving 3 turrets over, including the objective bounty. Oh, they don't get the top lane in it. But giving 2 towers over is a big issue, especially with the objective bounties in there too.
Oh, bloody hell, XQW. You can't miss your Emperor's Divide like that. ZDZ with the dominance rolling. Well, try and buy as much time as I can. They do get the turret, but the Healy's coming on through, but it's actually denied quite a lot there. Palkia now in danger, and they lose the Renekton too. That is 3 turrets.
About that. ZDZ doesn't have dominance, doesn't have Hysterics off cooldown. My dude, I think this is risky.
Oh, into 6 grubs. In comes the TP. Might turn things around. Gets a stun to XQW, force him to shovel away. They'll get the turret. But what about the returning fight after? ZDZ's buying a lot of time. Angel gets a stun. On comes in with the killer instinct. Maybe it was better than we all anticipated because the response time is good. Leona down, has faced the shadowed ground. Savior now in danger himself, has to back away. The Cyclone's rolling. Death charge across multiple members. Savior's trying to buy time, but will not survive the Wukong. And it's a massive play from EDG, and Sassy's just not... This year, anyway, anyone's legend of fun, the success they were hunting for all that time. Yeah, a lot of work.
Doesn't do that much. LPL doesn't do late game scaling comps that much. They don't chill, wait for the big moments. Pillar, solar flare.
On public execution after looking to jump onto Palkia, gets a decent amount of damage back. Gone for the aftershock this game, try and buy a bit more time, and actually does survive a damn long time. In fact, he's just alive. Gets to go to retirement. On comes on with the killer instinct, gets a flash.
He's helped out some people get some tickets over in LPL China, which is very, very cool. So I have no idea how to do that. Angel getting the stun out of Fog of War. Not quite getting the kill, but XQW very low.
On top of the Malignance pool, has to slide away with the shifting sands, and the sands of time are trickling away for LGD.
Which had 3 different civilizations. One of them used like glass and sand, another one had like clockwork magic and stuff like that. And I can't remember it for the life of me. It's a really good demo though.
A friend of mine had the full game, so I went around to play at his once. I know the game you're talking about.
That is the kind of game I would go back and play because
yeah.
it's got a weird amount of nostalgia for me. I'm not sure if it's anyone like any particularly good game. Anyway, look, EDG been pushing with the Baron buff. They've taken some towers. There's been no real fights. Dragon's up now. I doubt LGD can do much about it. It is a Mountain Soul, by the way, so LGD,
yeah, it's not getting any easier, is it?
So it's not like LGD have contested it. It's gonna go down anyway. There is a ward on it, but I don't think there's that much to do about it.
He's got no flash, so this makes getting into the bit quite tricky, especially there is no blast cone, and the dragon just goes down.
It's age, I suppose. Not the hugest Baron buff ever, but it did get them Mountain Soul as well, so add that onto the tally. ZDZ pops a Dominus and walks at them menacingly.
ZDZ slides over the pillar, gets to stay alive for now, and the tier 2 falling in very swift order. Good work there from EDG, who are just continuing to take this opportunity.
One fight. LGD are out of their base for the first time in a while. Baron is up. LGD on the other side, look, you have the late game scaling comp. You've reached the late game now with your items, but you're against a Mountain Soul. SQW doesn't feel confident on that amount of HP. He's recalling right now.
Boy, and YCX not having very much fun at all. Gets go down low. XQW also in danger. The public execution onto Arm, but he's got a massive shield to wear with. Flashed over the wall, finds Savior. It's a triple to On, who keeps autoing for the Quadra.
Panzer?
Can we find them all? On wants that final Infinity Stone to complete the gauntlet. Climber running away, but I think EDG aren't playing for accolades, aren't playing for awards. They just want the only thing that really matters, the 50 gold from the Nexus.
Climber, does he even recall and get back to the base? He's hiding around in Tribrush right now. He's gonna hide out in the enemy jungle to deny the Penta, but he can't defend the base. EDG win game 1.
It's not set or match
the
yet,
roll dashing in sometimes, stops the Galio dashing in sometimes, stops the Viego dashing in sometimes. So it's not... I guess there are a couple of dashes, but I would have thought the Braum would be better into a quad melee comp from... I was learning to play chess again recently.
Oh, yeah?
And one of the big things you can do that Xiaohao's... He is going to hit 6 now. He's had to put himself out of position to do this. One of the things you do is try and simplify. You can fly out.
Can try and jump to the backline. Oh, nearly got the stun on the wall. Does that have a double stun? EDG now in danger. Dawning Shadow coming across. They taunt, though, onto one. Means Palkia goes down. They can't quite find the escape out. It ends up being a lot blown there for EDG, and they're losing one.
Great feather pullback. A Viego reset, something like that can be really important. LGD get themselves that first kill on the board. They'll get themselves the dragon. Grubs are spawning now, and no one's contesting them just yet. LGD got them off to an early lead. We haven't seen big trades around the map, and I think LGD are pretty happy scaling up with the Gwen. Dragon started. This could be a fight which EDG are looking for. No flash on the Viego.
Comes on down. XQW tries to get in the backside. Palkia goes down. They get the kill. TP coming on in. That's a stolen body on the Poppy. Gets tricky. Shockwave onto multiple members. Hero's entrance comes on down. Now between worlds, LGD have burned a lot of their cooldowns. Can they escape? Savior flashes out, but there's fear going down on top of the Galio. Big taunt on 3, but will still fall.
Xiaohao still had the paranoia at the end of that fight too. LGD had to get the hell out of dodge. They got the reset turret down. That gives them a huge win against the Nocturne, because the Nocturne really likes to play with strong towers still being alive, being able to play with that shallow vision. Parakeet going a little bit deep here.
Could be in trouble. Dawning Shadow comes across as 4 members looking at the Poppy, shoves away briefly. And all the while the Herald comes on down. They've managed to clear out most of the wave, and that might actually delay the turret going down a little bit. Arm backing away. Can't stick around too much longer. Turret goes down. Not quite time for EDG either. They nearly got the one bot side.
Fit strength largely uncontested in side lane. And this is a game which should hang on a second. That's the paranoia thrown out.
They're looking to get in the back. Shove onto the wall. Can't get to the blast code. They take it to prevent XQW from escaping.
Wall stun seals the kill. Palkia, good start to that play. Pulling on the ultimate of the center. Okay, well. Okay, for reasons beyond us, the TikTok stream has now been taken down. Oh, for God's sake. TikTok being TikTok. I'll do too much about that. That sucks. Not sure what to do about that one, sadly. But yeah. So TikTok's being weird. I think copyright stuff gets a little bit strange. Even though it's technically our stream and we have co-stream rights for it. We'll have to...
legally distinct. Like Palkia is legally distinct from Palkia.
That it is. LGD. Setting up around the Atakan. Intercan comes through once again.
Gonna try and jump onto it. I think LGD, this might feel a bit desperate to me, but it will force EDG into engaging onto them. YCX on a potential angle onto Arm, misses the crash down.
Xiaohao caught out on the side, but ults through to the other side. Now XQW caught out.
Gonna try and find some values. ADZ in potential danger, dodging away from those needles. XQW does about survive. No, he doesn't, because there's still damage afterwards with the command protect and shockwave combos all coming on through. A little bit of dissonance on top. A double to Angel. Sassy, Savior in danger. Featherstorm flash keeps Savior alive.
They rarely do in that sort of situation. So the Atakan not taken down in the fight itself, might just be taken down here as EDG get the best of that play. EDG and Group Nirvana for me have clearly been the best team. They're approaching fights better, their decision making has been cleaner, and their team fights have been. They want to give up the dragon and take the tower instead. Could still go for the fight.
Well, be gonna get some damage back. Work going on down.
YCX. Ow, on damage.
Ow. Gets a lot of work done. Actually, they're doing a lot of work onto the front line. Trying to run away as the Rel shoved into the wall, though, is Sassy. Dawning Shadow comes across. Dragon stolen as well. Galio Hero's entrance comes on through, but unfortunately they are going between worlds as ZDZ goes across the veil. The double weirding! Climber has to ult away, but I think the heartbreak is for Viego. Your wife is long dead, and so, unfortunately, is the doll that contains her soul.
EDG find the fight they need to really break this game open. LGD don't find the Rel combo. It misses the
Angel. Threatening best they can here. Yeah, potentially a bit of damage here on the Climber, who's caught in that harrowed path, trying to get an angle on in. Jumped onto Angel, buys some time, gets into the pit, doesn't matter. EDG get the Baron, but what about the fight after? The TPs come on through. Paranoia put on down. Does that allow them to run away well enough? Climber throwing down the ultimate, speeding himself up. Does not hit the Spectral more. Angel trying to trade on out here. Shockwave pulls them back. I think Angel still dies. Big shutdown going the way of the Gwen.
So 2 kills, and LGD did get their jungler into the pit. From that position, it's about as good as it can get for LGD, but they were from that last play around the Atakan, EDG, around the Dragon rather. Mid lane turret will be taken, EDG will still have the barracks, doesn't have flash, has the spellbook exhaust and the heal, makes it harder for him to land a big engage. EDG controlling the map, they'll be able to take the mid lane inner turret, so the Baron power play will look a little bit better. Look, the number in the top left-hand side of the screen doesn't look that fantastic, right? But with these towers going down, it will get much, much better. And the map control they've gained from
when possible. Turrets being assaulted. Should be able to turn around. Sassy into the back line. In comes the hero's entrance, but the Poppy ult knocks the Gwen away. Xiao now turns onto YCX. ZDZ gets a huge chunk onto the Rel, who is looking more and more like a failed Uma Musume run. Just, doesn't have the stamina to keep on going.
Nah, didn't get swinging Maestro and just rolled bad on the training. Had too many mood downs, and YCX will be departing this one before all goals are completed. Pushing in the mid lane, EDG. This has been a fairly clean series from them. They have consistently looked like the best team in Group Nirvana. We thought that when they showed this roster at the start of the year, or parts of this roster, because there have been some changes to it as well with Palkia coming in, we thought that they should be competing for...
That it is. EDG find themselves in a good position. It was a little bit slower early on. Again, only like 5 kills in 20 minutes. Was a little bit nervous in some ways, but as the game's gone on, the individual leads are growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Climber flashed on out of Palkia's attempted engage. Slow zone flash. YCX Climber down those summoner spells.
LGD have the flash back up on the Rel, and that's just the biggest thing they have, isn't it? Got to try and find out
the grey box.
Yeah, it's just come back in. So I didn't even know you were talking about that one. Actually, I was looking about some of the rest of the stuff. Oh no! Just onto the Poppy. Failed engage.
And in comes the paranoia, and somewhere out there, Ozzy Osbourne is smiling, as we all know exactly what's happened, as no one's helping with their minds or their fights this time around. Savior caught within that steadfast presence, and ensuring that this particular domain is the owner, or under the ownership and auspice of the Pokemon god of space, Palkia.
That's not exactly a Black Sabbath, it's the Black Monday instead. It's the day of the week, but yeah, they can't rely on their Iron Horse to do the Iron Man's job. LGD failed the engage enough times. EDG, better drafts, better macro, better team fights. A parading ult, a party ultimate from Palkia as EDG go 4-0 in the group stage, in the Nirvana group.
Palkia gets a triple at the end of that. That's wonderfully wild. Onto the turrets we go. LGD end up in a pretty difficult position, to say the least. 11,000 gold down now, 1 and 2. EDG commandingly lead.
Of course, when you had Knight versus Yagao, Kanavi was over on JDG, 369 was obviously flexed between those rosters as well.
This could get interesting. Shun's going to come on over.
He will do, and he will have smite, but Kanavi still kills him, and he has the red buff. This is a problem. He dies here if it stays too long.
I think he's in danger. The Rumble's coming down, but Cream's coming up. That makes it the 1v1. Twisted hands forward. Shun, that's bloody deep. Bramble Smash will make this the 1-for-1. Scout unbinds his soul. Can't find too much more, though.
That's about as good as it could go for JD, having as much impact in that matchup.
I do have to offer a correction, as Time Lord is entirely right. It's no longer the pass that gets the stunner. Scout is going to be forced to flash here. Kanavi gets the job, but I think that's going to be a kill, and that's perhaps a bit more important than correcting my minor mistake about Alistair for now. Nice pick up there.
But top Esports are a scaling team with strong tank front line, stay the back line. Dragon's been taken. Nice for top Esports. 4 objectives. Kanavi going to link up with 369.
Fate Sealed buffers through the Ornalt, but Kanavi's already waiting, and Scout's only got a Q to work with. Flash on forward, unbinds the soul, but you're going nowhere. Really lovely gank from top Esports.
Another kill participation from Kanavi.
It's going to be just fine by the looks of it. Does look, however, like Shun is going to throw down this Nature's Grasp. Dragon secured, nonetheless. The Equalizer on top of Cream is good, but it's just not that much damage. Now they're turning it around. The quickness comes on down from Wing to try and buy a bit of space, but now he's in danger himself and just gets munched away. Bird-on-bird violence. And it turns out Azir the Raptor hung, looking for an angle onto Shun. Heroes run out of phase rush, doesn't have a flash, but doesn't want to overdive onto this turret with the barbecue running. Kanavi, though, coming behind. Might feel like he gets some more. Frozen Domain gets a chomp, but again, it's still a little bit risky into the Leandri's Rumble. But as strong as this Rumble gets.
Yeah, it is, but also Kanavi sat there, potentially, the max level Chomp does a hell of a lot of work with that Triforce. Going to steal away a Gromp, because of course it's Kanavi. He'll never miss a chance to take away a camp. Gets the heal off of the Gromp there too. He's going to even just get a Chomp for the Triforce.
Hell yes.
Onto Tower as well. Hell yeah, tower damage. We take those. Going to walk in. Xiaoshu, does he have enough wave clear? Wink coming down. To threaten a knock up under tower, pops that ghost actually, because he gets his flashback available, I suppose. And Cream's gonna get even more gold. Gonna get the knock up flashes to make sure he doesn't get CC'd.
Getting some decent value now as Xiaoshu's trying to get something down. Will at least get the Trundle. No, sorry, not the Trundle, it's bloody Cream, because Kanavi's running at people. They're at least not getting him hung with the flash. Can't quite headbutt over the wall, so Kanavi has to flash. Woe to you, OJDG, for the Trundle brings the chomp. All the while, value as At least JDG get that one. Look onto Jackie, actually. They jump over the wall. Really good combo from Wink and Pays.
Oh, Jackalov way too far up. No one was near him. Good combo. The ability to hop over the wall. Very powerful. The turret, and that's a big win for them. Cream using those 3 grubs. Gnasher Tooth is here to hit the top lane turret. And this is what Scout was doing all the way through 2023 and 2024. It's really what he liked doing. Bolts onto Xiaoshu, doesn't have flash. Here comes the big old ram jam.
Nicely done. Knockup comes on in. Equalizer is not there to be found because Xiaoshu is dead. Can't quite get the kill on Wink, but it's nicely done. The tier 1 top side gonna fall afterwards.
There is something quite upsetting about seeing 369 and Kanavi dunking on their old team like this. This is what they used to do on JDG. 369, Kanavi, Hom. The trio from the gods. They ran the LPL for so long as 369 clears out the wave after brutalizing the top lane, and there is no jungler like Kanavi in the LPL. And subjugate, just make sure the burst damage is ridiculously high. Normally you don't do it onto the squishies as much, but
it again,
makes sense. Yeah, they are. Here come the Bash Bros again. Not Kanavi this time, but 369 helping Cream get the kill under the turret.
Yeah, you don't need both of them, because that means that the Trundle can go farm his own.
Seems like it's just not really been Scout's game again. He's been completely blown out in side lanes, trying to make plays to stop teleports, push up aggressively in side lanes. I understand there might be some that, and you still have to criticize Scout, even if there is a mindset behind there. Caught out side lane as we speak about it.
Oh, Smite! He's going to rebind his soul, and I don't think he'll be rebound for all that long. Goodbye, my son. Cream is waiting.
And Scout feeling a little bit lactose intolerant there. Gonna take a quick break to sort that one out. Tower will go down on this wave with Jackalov and this mega fed Trundle with 3 grubs going through it. Hang on a second, they can take an inhibitor. JDG, JDG, you need to get back now. I guess they don't have a response. Trundle,
oh my god.
Trundle just hates towers.
You've got Trinity Force on Trundle, Nash's on us here, and of course it's Sivir who gets to sit there. Hung might, in the end, not be able to defend this mid-tier 1. He's in a spot of bother. I'm not quite sure he was there by himself. Will survive, though, at the cost of his flash. And he does buy quite a lot of time and resources from JDG.
Yeah, but he doesn't stop the tower going. Top Esports starting up the outer Khan because of the flash away and the HP gone and shown. It will be uncontested. Top Esports, wherever they go with the Trundle and with any extra person on the map, it has gone to absolute hell.
Win condition, maybe something like Pace.
What is that damage?
Yeah, that's...
What?
It doesn't exist.
A single chomp just took up like 1/5 of the tower damage. What the hell?
We are basically seeing Trundles be like, basically roaming demolitionists. They turn up out of nowhere and just order the turret a few times.
It's Trundstana. Look at it again going in. That tower will go down on this wave.
Quite, because basically Shen has to pull the ult to try and defend.
No.
He walks up.
I'm not going to lie. I think they could take the tank them out. Dragon now spawning. JDG taking the fight from the bot side of the river, using bot lane to get some priority through. It's the best angle they've got, but they are now lining up for an Ornn ult.
Scout gets onto Hung, but that's it. He's stacking up on a Gromp. Hung flashes away from the attempted engage from Wink. Down that summoner spell. Back towards the dragon we go. 5k HP.
No Yone E means that Scout's out of the fight. They can take the fight while the Yone E's down.
And it's taken by Shun. Nice secure on that one. Prevents the soul. What about the fight afterwards? Scout to the backline. Fate Seal goes across, but it's knocked away. Can't quite get the angle. He's looking for that Scout in the middle of everyone. Goes on down. They're all running away. Shuffle back from Cream, who can't quite get far enough. Pays is trying, but goes down. 369 and Jackalov with the ricochets. Bounces him on through. Deep Purple wishes Child in time to kill them all.
Pays didn't have enough damage. 4,500 damage from Shun, almost 5,000 from Pays. Far behind. They even get a brush sackling coming in afterwards. Mechanically, this is well played by JDG. They're just too far behind.
And they try to buy that sapling
in so many different ways, and it's just not been that in this series. Top Esports have schooled him in side lanes and team fights.
They have Jackalov coming across, going to get some value here best he can. Wink throws down the quickness. Can't quite get to Jackalov, so he's gone very deep for it, but they have gotten onto him. That's the Sivir down. Finally, they get the combo. Shun goes in, trying to buy some space for Pays to keep shooting. Loses most of his HP bar doing it, though, because the shuffle away from Cream is solid. Cream will end up using his own shuffle to give himself a shield. Health bar's low, but JDG, again, so close. They get the Sivir, but the extended fight, you killed one of the DPS threats, not all of them.
Sam does his daily mic fudge to go through this.
Get a bit excited, mate. Inhibitor turret, or inhibitor itself goes down. Chomp onto the inhibitor turret top side. And reminder, they already killed the inhibitor turret in bot lane earlier because the Trundle and the Azir just ran at it with a Sivir. Now you're down every single inhibitor bar this bot lane. Shun has gone behind, looking for an angle. Jackie Love now turning on up. He started to turn onto this Maokai. Hung breaks his will unbreakable. Shun will try and twist and advance forward and finds himself quickly turned into firewood. Hung hit by the Electro Harpoon, shocked out a little bit, of course, because he had his ult already popped. So a lot squishier now, but last inhibitor's down, and JDG, Nexus turns between you and a game 1 loss.
Hayes has his ult back up. That's all you're going on. Scout gets the combo.
Tries to find the out, but it's too little. It's too late. They don't get the kill. They lose the Rakan, and Kanavi keeps walking forwards. Pace goes down as he gets ricocheted through the skull. Top Esports end game 1 on top.
They'll wait for a wave to be their red carpet welcome to the Nexus in Beijing. JDG in their old rivalry against Top Esports fall at the first game. Top Esports take game 1.
Well, the Nexus is crushed and Top Esports take the early lead and run over Jing Dong Gaming. Him and get a little tricky. Need to see, I think, this Talir and this Jarvan find really good angles here. Cause if they can't, it was a while, it was like, okay, we've jumped. How things happen. Shadowing Strike Flash. Got a lot of damage down to the back line. Got a lot of priority. Navi jumping onto Scout. Reminder doesn't have that flash. Shadowing Strike just wide, but a full back with that 3 Talon Strike. Crash down. Scout is dead. Top Esports got the kill on the mid lane as Shun at half HP. Winks coming on over. Trying to get behind, I think. Angle actually onto Cream. Might be in a thing, but no, I just need to check my mini-map a bit better. But there it is. Shun finds the angle. Cream still got flash. Maybe forced to burn it here. Seismic Shove comes on down, and Cream just decides, look, I'm holding on to the flash. That's rough, but that evens things up in mid lane nicely for Scout. So, 369. Looking for a bit of an angle forwards. Xiao Shu coming to potentially be in a spot of bother here as the full tilt. Shattering Strike, crash down, well buffered with the fall out now coming on through as well as Hung is just dead. JDG good punish. Now Jackie's in danger. Xiao Shu gonna have the Q3, force the flash out of Jackie Love. Well played by JDG. Gold lead beginning to go their way. Shun much better this game on the Jarvan after a really dicey early start. I think this will be secure. Grub's up in 20 seconds, but the timer here I think for Top Esports to start this one up. Outfield comes on down. Scout going to eat the Hex Tech Storm. Ow, that one sucks.
A flash out from Shun means he doesn't have Flash Cataclysm angle, which is very powerful onto Victor at this point in the game before he gets too tanky. Cream coming over now. What's the angle from the other side? Weaver's Wall, good angle here for Scouts.
Yeah, going to try and find his angle on in. The Weaver's Wall is there. Over the Unraveled Earth goes Kanavi. Crescent Guard available, buys some time, but Pace about to get inside the range. Good flash out from Kanavi, keeps him safe for a second. Moonlight Vigil doesn't land on Kanavi. Wink looking for an angle. Gets to Audacious Charge. Stayed him away the flash on him from Xiao Shu. Wonderful pickup from the Cassante.
JDG have the better terrain, and they create some of their own as well as Scout throws the Weaver.
Denied the Shinzao pickup as a result to Kanavi, but now actually potential angle on in. They've got the Ghost down, and Hung is just dead. Great invade from JDG.
JDG getting some great plays now into the enemy half of the map. Shun's Jarvan is one of his best, in my eye, to Top Esports. Cream will collect potentially a bot wave, but now he's on weak side. He needs to be careful. Xiao Shu should be getting the farmers, instead taken down. JDG, credit for them, took the chunk where it's given and quickly punished.
They do. Now Pays though in danger, flashes out. Can they look for the full turret in mid lane? I don't think got quite the damage all the wave. They're going to stick around anyway.
You know what, if Jack will have a Q upgrade, I reckon he could kill that. But they take the mid lane turret instead. That's a better prize. They take first turrets of the games. Top Esports will get that for defeats of strength marker. Next objective, JG will win that for them. It would have to be 2 back-to-back for Top Esports. Opening up the mid lane outer turret, very important. One of the weaknesses of Aphelios is he is really bad at just being stuck alone in mid lane. He needs people with him at all times. That's why he was always playing with stuff like the Thrash, which should reposition him. He's very vulnerable on mid wave. Now with no mid lane turret, he'll be even more so.
Look, don't get me wrong. Cream dying of that turret kind of sucks. Scout actually needs to be really wary. He can't get the turret, and he's down on 10% HP. Can Cream find an angle? He's got a gravity field. Oh my god, he has to flash and ult away.
Cream, I think he could have held on to the death ray. They're just out of range. Scout pulls the ult, and Cream can't quite get himself the kill, but it was very close. Not getting the tower either keeps Scout behind.
And not to put too fine a point on it, look, as well, that's not awful from Top Esports. Down 1,000 gold or so. This extra turret will help keep things in range. And again, if you're running a Kai'Sa, a Victor, even the Gnar to an extent, you do want a little bit of time here. Yes, the Aphelios on the other side, of course, you want to feed them as quick.
And to do when you take mid lane and one side lane turret. You move into the quadrant, which is not protected by turrets anymore. Try and put down some vision and know that you have a better angle of attack. Wing maybe going a bit too forwards here. This is a great spot for the Victor.
Oh, wonderful stuff. Now, pace and danger. He doesn't have the flash from the mid lane blaze, so the killer instinct comes on through. Aphelios is dead.
That is a huge mistake for JDG. Again, this is textbook stuff from top esports. Take two turrets which are adjacent to each other, you move into that quadrant at the jungle, and you try and take control. They do that, and JDG disrespect them because they don't have the vision control, and they're not tanky enough. Giving the goal over to top esports here is a big problem. Jackalip doesn't have ult or flash now, but he's overstayed.
Now in danger, overcomes the rest of top esports. He just dashes away. Could Xiaoxu find an angle? No, he can't. Either turning it onto the potential Cassandra. Goes all out on top of Kanavi inside the Cataclysm, but has got his own Crescent Guard to buy time. JDG looking for more. Shun just about alive, but 369's running at him. Gets that kill. Backline
Kanavi lives!
And Kanavi is alive. The one-man army will not be defeated by the multitudes of JDG.
Counterweight of the Herald for JDG should give them a fighting chance to approach the objective.
Textbook counterpunch. There we go. That's what we need to see from JDG, having a bit of a rough moment. 369 just went to Mega. I don't know how much you want to be inside a Cataclysm there, actually, with the Mega not available.
Oh,
he just shoved them all into the wall. Oh, good God, JDG, that was poor.
JDG, go on the Gnar and get Mega. 369 may well die at the end of the play, but he doesn't even do that!
He hops on out!
999, call an ambulance, but not for him!
He's dead as well. Another kill. It's even the better kill feed. Jackie's looking for the triple.
He gets himself the Uzi flash up on the kills at the top of the screen.
See the Megadar, the Cataclysm, and walk next to the red buff wall.
Yeah, Sam, you...
Hands checks, right? There's the difference even in linguistics, in the way that LPL players talk about League of Legends that we don't have in Western calls, where you're saying, actually...
the idioms are different, the shorthand is different, the slang is different. It does make a difference because it changes your mindset about the game.
It's like games like fights that are playable, right? Basically, the discussion about that pretty close, but that's not happening, and JDG need this fight to be playable.
So Intercon has been a thing before, but this is such a quick take with the Kai'Sa stacking up on it.
Dream gonna try and run away, gets hit by the depth charge, but the Intercon is down. 369 coming in with the mega angle. What's 369 coming on in? Can get on to Pace, who has to flash on out. So does the Scout. Talia is just not got anywhere to go. Neither does Aphelios. I fumble my words, but JDG, well, they're just fumbling the damn fight.
They missed the hook onto the Victor at the start of the fight, and it falls apart quickly after that. Victor puts down a great... They have panicked. They've floundered. And I hate seeing this version of JDG. I miss...
Understood. Towards the dragon we look. Bit of damage coming on down. Crash down. Wink is dead.
Use that flash to try and force onto Jack. Trouble now.
He is. Scout's now in danger. Flag and drag comes on down. 369 gets to hop away.
Bloody hell, the Victor damage.
Try and get something back onto 369, who does.
The big objective, and JDG don't end up getting the counterpunch they want. Creamham gets himself 2 extra Metro stacks. He's not unhappy with that at all.
Not bad at all. Gets away with it, and they still get to go towards the inner turret. They'll lose a dragon here, so it won't be sole point for them, but I think dragon, for so much structural advantage, feels pretty damn good. 10,000 gold they lead now for top esports.
JDG will stop soul point. It's an objective bounty. It's not insignificant, I suppose. Victor, and that was his mage. This is the one which kind of was his gateway drug into the mages, really. Then came the karma and stuff afterwards. It shouldn't bloody hell. Jarvan, when you're behind the game, feels awful into tankier targets. Now, if this was a burst damage Luden's Victor, I think this game would still be playable because it's the battle mage Victor, and the Jarvan is so far behind. This is the kind of game I hate to see Victor in. See the Jarvan in. And we've seen it a couple of times from LPL. We saw it from Anyone's Legends versus BLG, I think in Game 3. I think we saw it from one of the Invictus Gaming, against Invictus Gaming at some point too. We saw it yesterday from Anyone's Legend as well. Playing Jarvan into games like this, you can't kill him.
He just takes no damage, and Wink is going to die. Cream is potentially a bit low, but gets the arcade storm off. Gets away to safety, shoved into the wall is Xiaoxu. 369 claims the kill on his opposite number, and now in a 2v5, top esports can look to end the game. JDG roll the dice, and it comes up 1-1. Snake eyes for Jingdong Gaming.
Not so long ago, JDG was signing autographs at internationals. Now they are just signing names into the Magi's. Cream stacks it, doesn't die. A slam into the wall. And a love letter from 369 towards his old team. Top esports on top of the series 2-0. simply put, demolishing JDG in Beijing.
There was a time when 369 couldn't play, nah. You damn well can now. Top Esports